Thank you. Thanks very much, Bijan. Thanks everyone for coming today. I realize that I failed in my role as communications director because this is the slide we have. There is no call to action. There are no QR codes. But photos will be with this, so at least we have that. It is really, on a personal note, being here, standing and talking to you today is really meaningful for me. I've been orbiting this community, following you, admiring all your work for the better part of 20 years now. So to be kind of here to talk about ALIPH and the work that we're doing, but also the way we're trying to tell stories at ALIPH is particularly special to me. So the last time we were here, Sarah talked about storytelling. Today we're going to talk about the science of first impressions. We're kind of going backwards a little bit. Like, I feel like you need to make a good first impression and then you can tell a story, but that's neither here nor there. Both are arts that we all need to learn. And at ALIPH this year, both are critical to our foundation because, as Bijan said, ALIPH this year is celebrating its 10th anniversary. Or for all intents and purposes, we're celebrating our 10th anniversary. We all know that these are kind of random dates that we need to make up in order to tell stories about ourselves, in order to get more funding, more support, more partnership. So, okay, let's say that today, now, it's 2016, is ALIPH's 10th anniversary. And it started in 2016 when global leaders, ministers, members of civil society were outraged by how cultural heritage was being targeted, mostly by acts of terrorism in the world. Think Palmyra, Aleppo, the Buddhas of Bamiyan, Syria, Mosul. These places were coming under attack, and the cultural heritage was being targeted for destruction because cultural heritage, museums, artifacts, archaeological sites, dances, songs, traditions, these are the things that define who we are. And when we erase them, then we can erase a people. We can erase an identity. So leaders were coming together because they were concerned about the targeted attack of cultural heritage in Abu Dhabi, and there was a conference, and there was a declaration, and ALIPH was founded from that. So it's our 10th anniversary this year. We were founded in Geneva. Our secretariat was up and running by September 2018. Our funding model is based on the global funds, which is public-private partnerships, cycles of about 4 to 5 years of donors conferences, which we reinvest in the fund so that we have money to support concrete on-the-ground projects to protect cultural heritage. This is usually where photos would come up, but we've got annual reports in the front, you can see those. We have long-term projects like the rehabilitation of the Mosul Museum, which is going to be opening this year, our 10th anniversary. And we also have become cultural heritage first responders. We are able to act quickly because of our funding model in places like Ukraine and Gaza and Sudan, Beirut after the blast, within hours or days to protect cultural heritage that's at risk. So to date, since 2018, we've supported about 600 projects in 64 countries. We are a very small team. There are 22 people. We are all based in Geneva. We work a lot. We all in this room work a lot. We all know what this means. So on the communication side, it's our third donors conference coming up this year. And we all know the pressures that donors conferences brings to our teams. And so in communications and in development, we're working harder to tell more stories, to find protagonists, to talk about their stories and their experiences. And we're very fortunate that we have a lot of the raw material. We have amazing photos. I swear to God, we have amazing photos. In front. We have beautiful photos. We have people who are dedicated to their work. We have so many stories to tell. We have the raw material. But I think, like everyone in the room, we also have a lot of struggles. We have to be respectful of the stories that we're telling. We have to make sure that the people who give us consent to tell their stories and that we're amplifying them in the right way. We also have pressure from above. We need to tell the stories that our donors want us to tell. And so we need to speak to the audiences in the way that our donors and funders and managers and executive directors want too. So we're always balancing this at ALIPH, and I would welcome conversations with all of you if you want to talk more about how you're managing these struggles, because I'm eternally grateful to Bijan for starting this community, because I think this is where we're able to really get into the nitty-gritty of the work that we do. And at ALIPH, we're also thinking about lots of different platforms that we can work on. So traditional platforms, annual reports, newsletters, you can also sign up, no QR code, but you'll find it on our website. Annual reports, newsletters, all of those things. But we're also thinking about how to tell stories and make people travel to new places. So new exhibitions, immersive exhibitions. We have these amazing tools that allow us to help people to travel safely to places that are dangerous. So these are the kinds of stories and questions that we're dealing with at ALIPH. They're not always easy to measure in terms of impact and outreach, only time will tell. But I think we can all agree that these are important for us because, as Bijan said at the beginning, these stories and the voices of our leadership are being lost. And so if we can go back and tell the stories of the people who are doing the work, then I think it should shine and sing through. So thanks again to Bijan for creating this community for us and for coming together today. And we are looking forward to continuing the discussion. Thank you.